Hello, hello. My name is James. I work with Toro Chicago, Beverage in Sandoval. We are going to talk about non-alcoholic cocktails today. Legalization of non-alcoholic cocktails is obviously trending. It's been trending for the past couple of years, and that trend is really continuing even in the industry itself. I see more and more bartenders choosing a more dry lifestyle, and I think it's completely valid and should be recognized and acknowledged. It also should have the same thought and intensity that we would give to a normal cocktail with alcohol. So here I have set up the ingredients for our Clarita, which is a play on like a sour style cocktail. Pretty straightforward. Nothing crazy outlandish here, but still delicious and very enjoyable. First thing you do is you take your coupe, wide mouth coupe I always prefer, and you're going to brush your section of that coupe with agave. Now this is to stick our togarashi rim on, so you want to lather it up a good amount. And then here you can see we have our blend of spices as well as salt in here, and we're just going to go ahead and press our rim. We're always making sure that we're not getting any of the rim on the inside of the glass, because obviously we want it to remain up to the guest to enjoy that spicy rim or to leave it behind. Next step, we start building our cocktail. So here I already have portioned out. This is the Almave Blanco. This is an NA tequila option. You could use this. You could use Seedlip. You could use really any non-alcoholic spirit. Probably for this cocktail, I'd probably avoid the bourbons, but this is an excellent option. So with Seedlip, you could even make your own non-alcoholic spirit using different botanicals and rapid infusion, or even a slow infusion over time would be effective. Playing it in December so that it's ready for January. But here we go with the Almave Blanco. This is going to be an 1.5 ounces. Then we have Coco Lopez. Now this is enriched coconut oil essentially, but it's going to have a very creamy and rich texture and consistency. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there. Next up we have our sour mix. So we make this in-house utilizing day-old lemon and lime juice, as well as a little bit of simple syrup to stabilize it. That way we can utilize the juices for a little bit longer. We're seeing a little bit less waste, and we can use it for cocktails like this. So that's a 1/2 ounce there. And then lastly, we have our blood orange juice. Now, when it comes to juices, fresh is always best, but if you can't get fresh, a concentrate will be fine for this as well. When it comes to the proteins and structure of orange and blood orange, if you do get fresh, you're going to end up with a much fluffier, richer mouthfeel. So that's why I would encourage that. A little bit of ice in our tin, and then we can go ahead and shake. Now we're going to do 2 shakes. We're going to do a dry shake and a wet shake. I always do the wet shake first. Just grab a couple tools. I always do my wet shake first, especially with non-alcoholic cocktails when we're not utilizing the stabilizer like fee foam or aquafaba or even egg white. So I like to do the wet shake, and then we'll strain the large portions of the ice away, dump that, and then dry shake, finishing by straining with a fine mesh into our lovely glass. And now we're really just chilling this this cocktail. We don't need to do a ton of aeration. We also don't need to do a ton of dilution, because this cocktail is without any spirit. We don't have to worry about like the burn factor and making sure that that's mellow. Similarly to like when you build a shaken highball style cocktail. But yeah, the idea is not to over dilute. We want to make sure we keep all the flavors. And right now we're just fluffing it up a little bit. Just giving it a little volume here. Last step, fine mesh straight into your coupe. I like that. Just a little clink. Get all the fluff out. Last step, it's going to be the garnish. We're using an orchid for this instance, but you can really do any edible flower. I really love pansies. I think dahlias look lovely as well, but the orchid will do just fine here. And there you have it. Your Clarita. Cheers. Delicious.